Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to discuss the remaining part of this poem, A Thing of Beauty, like poetic devices, theme, and questions. So, first we take poetic devices. Actually, in this poem, only four type of poetic devices have been used, like one metaphor, alliteration, oxymoron, and transferred epithet. So, just see the example of metaphor first of all. First example of metaphor is bower quite. Second is sweet dream. Third is wreathing with the flowery band. Okay, next one is the pole. Next example of metaphor is endless fountain. And the last one is clear rills. And last example is clear rills. Okay, these are the example of metaphor. Now, alliteration. First example of alliteration is this one, noble natures. Okay, then band to bind. Band to bind, the sound of bb. Fine. Then some shape. Some shape. Okay, then simple sheep. Okay, and then cooling covered. Here it is, cooling covered. Cooling covered. So such are the example of alliteration. And oxymoron, here it is oxymoron, mighty dead. Okay, mighty dead is the example of oxymoron. Then transferred epithet. Transferred epithet, here example is first one, immortal drink. Immortal drink. And other two are gloomy days. Here it is, gloomy days and over darken ways. These are two examples of transferred epithet. So now we move to the theme of the poem. Dear students, as I told you on the very first day, the very first line of the poem is itself a thematic approach to the poem. Like in this book is given the very opening line of the poem, "A thing of beauty is a joy forever," openly recites the very theme of the poem, isn't it? Any beautiful object, any beautiful thing is always treasured in our mind because it provides us eternal and everlasting joy. This is the explanation of the very first line, dear students. Like a thing of beauty is a joy forever. That's why a beautiful thing always gives us, provides us eternal and everlasting joy or happiness, and that happiness never goes into nothingness. And every time, whenever we remind it, it increases its loveliness in our mind. Like the happiness that anything beautiful provides never fades into nothingness. It means it never goes into nothingness, it never goes to die, but multiplies, but increases manifold whenever it returns to our mind. It means whenever a thing of beauty comes to our mind, it increases its loveliness every time. Okay, so this is given in one book. Now come to the next part, the theme given in another book. See, what is the message or the theme of poem A Thing of Beauty? Here, the very first line, I told you the same thing it is there. The very first line contains the message that John Keats, the great romantic poet, wants to convey. In the very first line, whatever he wants to convey. Keats was a worshipper of beauty. He was a worshipper of beauty. But for him, beauty was truth and truth beauty. So very good line it is given. For him, beauty was truth and truth was beauty. Hence, for him, a thing of beauty is a joy forever. See, this is the first line of the poem. A thing of beauty is joy forever. Beauty never fades. Beauty never goes into nothingness. Nor is it ever devalued. means it never decreases its value, it never passes into nothingness, it never goes to die. When we are full of sorrows and sufferings, whenever we are feeling sorrow and suffering, some form of beauty, some kind of beauty comes to our rescue, some kind of beauty come to us to help. It removes the pall of sadness, it removes the curtain or the barrier of sadness and sorrows, and gives us joy and pleasure and give us happiness. Thus beauty is a boon. Boon means blessing. So dear student, this is the good kind of message or the theme given in the poem A Thing of Beauty. Now we move to questions of this poem. Okay, dear students, the very first question given in the book, like, list the thing of beauty mentioned in the poem. What are the things of beauty mentioned in the poem? Just see what are the thing of beauty. Like, actually every part of nature is itself a thing of beauty, a source of pleasure. But here the poet has given some, like, such the sun, okay, the moon, uh, trees old and young, okay, fine, clear, these are the natural thing. Next one is daffodils, okay, clear reels, fine. And this one green world means nature itself, got it. Musk rose flowers, all these things are you can say things of beauty mentioned in the poem, which are source of pleasure. I just repeat, like sun, moon, trees, okay, three things. Then daffodils, clear rills, forest, and musk rose flower. These are the thing of beauty mentioned in the poem, which are constant source of pleasure to mankind. Then number 2, list the thing that cause suffering and pain. Suffering and pain. See, in the first thing, what we got to know, positive point of nature, like beautiful thing. Now in second one, what do we need to see? Negative point of our life. Just see what are the negative point of our life in this poem only. Just see. See, one, despondence, inhuman earth, gloomy days, unhealthy, over darkened ways, fine. And one dark spirit is also the dark spirit. So these are the thing. Understood? Actually, the thing that cause suffering and pain are despondence, dearth of noble nature, okay, gloomy days and over darkened ways. The pain and suffering that the poet Keats has experienced in his life made him realize that sadness, pain, and suffering was present in everybody's life. Isn't everybody's full of all these sorrow and pain and suffering? Okay, so this sadness, pain, and suffering was present in everybody's life. So the poet, you can say, says here that noble natures on earth, even the inhuman attitude makes our days gloomy and darkness or ways. These are the things which are mentioned in the poem, which are the factor of our suffering and pain. Okay, I just repeat these one: inhuman death, gloomy days, over darkened ways, dark spirit, and despondence. So these are the things mentioned in the poem. Now, question number 3. What does the line, therefore are we wreathing a flowery band to bind us to earth, suggest to you? See this line, we wreathing a flowery band to bind us to earth. What is the meaning of this one? Dear students, here the poet says that his sense of discovering beauty in this line, his sense, whose sense? Poet's sense, poet's understanding to search out beauty is being discussed in the line. The link of man or connection of man with nature is eternal, it is everlasting. The thing of beauty are like wreaths, are connected of beautiful flowers of garland. We seem to weave a flowery band every day, and this flowery band has an indirect connection to mankind. It keeps us attached to the beauty of the nature because somehow we love flowers, and flowers are the you can say gift of nature, and they grow on earth. That's why somehow indirectly we are connected with this flowery band, and this flowery band is connected with the earth or the nature. That's why our connection with nature is eternal. Okay, so this is being said in the question number 3. Now question number 4: what makes human being love life in spite of trouble and suffering? Our life is full of suffering and trouble, so what makes our life to live it fully? Like, there are many things that bring us trouble and suffering. There are so many things in our life which bring uh, cause suffering, pain, and all these things. Okay, so anyhow, they some shape of beauty brings love and happiness also in our life, like sun, moon, trees, daffodils, or rivers, and all these things. Okay, and in spite of all these unpleasant things like gloomy days, darken over darkened ways, despondence, a thing of beauty remove the pall of sadness and suffering. Here it is given. Some shape of beauty, some shape means any kind of beauty, like sun, the moon, trees, river, daffodils, flower, musk rose, any kind of beauty, move away the pall, move away the darkness from our life, and it brings happiness because somehow we love anything beautiful of this nature. So it has the power to make our life to live it fully in spite of troubles and suffering. Now, important question of poem number question number 5. Why is grandeur associated with mighty dead? See, grandeur means greatness, and mighty dead means powerful king. So the mighty dead were very powerful. Mighty means powerful. Were very powerful and dominating persons during their own time. In their time, okay, their achievement made them might and great. Their noble works dazzle our eyes. We imagine that such mighty people or forefathers or dead forefathers will attain more greatness on the doomsday. Doomsday. Okay, it was written doomsday. It was written here. Dooms means the last day of their life. Doomsday. Hence, grandeur is associated with the mighty dead because these people, mighty dead people, they have greatness means grandeur in their life because they love death as a thing of beauty. So this is given in the question. Question number 6: do we experience thing of beauty only for short moment, or do they make a lasting impression on us? Dear student, do you think it gives us a short moment? No, it gives us long lasting impression. Like, we feel happy by coming into contact with any kind of thing of beauty, and thing of beauty makes a lasting impression on us. The poet John Keats himself makes it clear at the very first line. Like, a thing of beauty is a joy forever. It is constant source of happiness. It gives us all the pleasure and happiness of this world. And whenever we remind it, its loveliness increases. Okay, its value remains undiminished. It never goes into nothingness. Okay, again I just say it removes the pole of sadness and sorrow from our life and from our dark spirits and make us connected with the thing of beauty. So this is, it gives a lasting impression on us. Okay, not for a short moment. Then, what image does the poet use to describe the beautiful bounty of the earth? What kind of image? Actually, John Keats uses a very beautiful image to describe the thing of beauty or the beautiful bounty of the earth. It is the endless fountain of immortal drink. See, here it is given. It is the endless fountain of immortal drink. It pours constantly onto our head or heart from heaven's brink. So, the beautiful bounty of earth is called an endless fountain of immortal drink. This is a very good line. An endless fountain of immortal drink that comes to our hearts and head constantly from the heaven's brink. So these are the questions, my dear students, that we have discussed today. We have completed this poem with poetic devices, theme, and textual questions. Okay, thank you. Have a good day.